Hi everyone, Ryan here with Fight Game Analysis, and today we're going to be talking about the punching power of Gervonta Davis. But before we jump into that, if you've been enjoying the content, please go ahead and click on the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate your support. Alright, so Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the up-and-coming big young prospects in the game, only 26 years old, already won world championships in multiple weight classes, and he is just continuing to try to build on his legacy. Now, when we think of him, man, we think of those big punches. He's been making his name coming up through the ranks, just taking that left hand and just absolutely pulverizing dudes with it. But anybody who knows anything about boxing knows that when you see those big punches being landed, it's not just about the power. It's not just about coming out there and throwing as hard as you can and seeing what happens. These are professional fighters you're going against. It's not in the gym working a heavy bag. There's a lot more that goes into it when you really want to land those big knockout punches. So what I want to do is jump in and break down some of the film from some of his previous fights and see just exactly what it is he does to get off some of those devastating shots. The first fight that I want to take a look at is against Guillermo Avia. Tank was only 21 years old at the time. This one took place at 130 pounds. It didn't take too long in this fight before Davis was able to start landing some big shots. But the fifth round was really the beginning of the end. Now what we see here is Davis backing Avia into the corner, applying pressure. But the real key is that he's applying this pressure without throwing any shots. He's just trying to get closer, get into a better position, and get Avia to punch. And as soon as he does, we can see Tank pulls back from the uppercut, gets underneath the right hand, and that puts him in the perfect position to land this beautiful left uppercut to the body. After that, takes a little half step back, and I love that. Far too often we see guys smother their work. It's great to get inside and do good work, but if you smother your work, you're not going to get done what you need to get done. So what he does here, he just takes that little half step back, and then he lands that 1-2 with some real power. And that sends Avia to the canvas. Next fight we're going to take a look at is against ferocious Gamboa. Now this was a big step up in competition for Tank, and it was going to say a lot about where he was as a fighter. Now what we're going to look at specifically is in the second round. Tank is looking to land this left hand with some authority, but against a fighter like Gamboa, if you try to rush it, you're either going to not get your shot off or you're going to end up walking into a counter. So what Tank did here was beautiful. He got Gamboa going backwards, got him up against the rope so he couldn't back out, and then he exploded and closed the distance with the double jab. That double jab forced Gamboa to commit to a defensive movement. You can see all Gamboa does is lean back from that first one. He's looking to counter over the top. But when Tank follows with that second jab, Gamboa gets underneath and he starts to roll out to his right side. He couldn't go back because of the ropes, and Tank had already took the angle on his left. So as soon as he cut underneath, as soon as he started to commit to that defensive movement, that's when the Tank was able to get that left hand off. We can see a little better view from this angle here. Pulls back from the first one, gets under the second. Tank already has the angle on him. Since Gamboa committed to that first movement, Tank's able to land that left hand. That's really good stuff. It's the little details like that that are going to make the difference at the highest level. And the last fight that we're going to look at here is against Santa Cruz. Now this was just a beautiful timing-based counter shot by Gervonta. He's got Santa Cruz up against the ropes. Santa Cruz is over here fighting for his life at this point, and you can see Tank is already being patient. You can see that he's trying to think it out, trying to time him. Santa Cruz is fighting off the ropes here, lands that first right hand. But Tank just stays patient. Santa Cruz throws out another right hand, but it doesn't land this time. Tank's already getting the timing on it. By the time Santa Cruz throws this third one, he had just went to the well one too many times. Tank was able to easily sniff this one out, slips the shot, and just lands a ferocious left uppercut. That's got Santa Cruz out before he even hits the canvas. We can take a look at it again here. By the time this third right hand comes out from Santa Cruz, Davis already had it timed. He already knew exactly what he was going to do. He slips that shot, gets out of the way just enough, and then just unloads with that uppercut. Really good stuff. You know, it takes a lot to land the biggest shots against world-class fighters. You can't just go in there and you can't just try to force it. And I love the way Davis is progressing. Really enjoy watching him figuring out how to land these shots, different ways that he's going to do it. He's still a young guy and he's still growing. So let me know what you guys think. Is Gervonta Davis's left hand one of the biggest punches in boxing right now? And is he going to be able to continue to get it off and get these highlight reel knockouts as he moves up in weight.